What is going on, Crimson City? My name is Crimson CBAD, bringing you guys our Week 3 Team Builder for NPA, the National Pokemon Association. Your Detroit Type Nulls are taking on my boy John, aka Pokémon, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers. If you guys are excited, go on and show some love on the like button down below. If you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Don't forget, check out John's channel. The link to it will be in the description of this video. You guys go show him some love. He does do combo Team Builder battle videos. So tomorrow when the battle goes live, you can check out his Team Builder, see what he's bringing, why he's bringing it, before going on to his side of the battle. We are looking to pick up a W today. We did face a very unfortunate loss last week to the Nashville Predators. Looking to pick up a big W, and I think we've got the team for it today. So of course, afterwards, make sure you guys let me know your thoughts on the team in the comment section down below. Let's talk a little bit about John's team really quickly. While he was drafting, I kind of felt as though John was drafting my my Season 1 WBE team. There's a lot of Pokemon that I'm familiar with on this team. Starting off with Skarmory. Skarmory is a very defensive Pokemon. Steel Flying type, has access to Stealth Rocks and Spikes, Defog, Whirlwind. Obviously, Brave Bird and Iron Head are both really cool. It can also have access to Taunt. It can Toxic down some of my more bulky Pokemon. So it is definitely a Pokemon to worry about, especially with that Sturdy ability. If he can get his Sturdy back through leftovers, through roosting, it is very hard to take this Pokemon down. He has the Conkeldurr with a 140 base attack. Not too fast, but it doesn't really matter because it's got a tremendous HP stat of 105, 95 base defense. Typically, you see this thing ran with like an Assault Vest, but recently, because of Generation 7 and the Burn nerf, we could see like a Flame Orb Guts set. He has run Flame Orb Guts in the past, so I wouldn't put it past him to try to run that this week. Just increases overall power output. Like I said, it does have access to Guts, boosting its attack stat if it is status, whether it be Toxic, T-Waved, or Burned. He does have access to Sheer Force. It gives him an extra 30% damage output while nullifying the secondary effect of the move. So something like Thunder Punch won't have the chance to paralyze anymore, but it's got an extra damage output, which is absolutely terrifying. And then, of course, he's got the Iron Fist ability, which increases the power of punching type moves by an extra 20%. So that's something to look out for. It does carry some special coverage moves as far as like knockoff and poison jab go, so that is something to keep in mind as well. He has the Primarina. Primarina is a incredibly powerful special Pokemon. He has the, he has the Conkeldurr on the physical side. He's got the Primarina on the special side with 126 base special attack. Only has access to the Torrent. Liquid Voice has not been released yet, so I guess that's cool. So he can't go for like a Hyper Voice, but still incredibly powerful Pokemon. Has access to Scald, Surf, Sparkling Aria, Moonblast, Energy Ball, Psychic, Perish Song. I mean, it can be like an offensive set. It can be like a trapping set with Perish Song and Whirlpool. So it's a very, very scary Pokemon. Ice Beam. I mean, it's when this thing comes in, you really have to have a dedicated switch into this monster because it is absolutely, especially knowing John, like a modest choice specs. It's something he's brought before. Wouldn't put it past him to bring that this time. So at that point, you kind of have to like. You kind of either have to try to get as much damage as you have and have a sack, or it's one of those Pokemon that you need a dedicated switch in for every time. Same thing with the Conkeldurr. He's got the Mudsdale, which I've never seen used too well in League format, but John's a fantastic battler, so I wouldn't put it past him to be able to use this thing to its full potential. 100 HP, 125 attack, 100 defense. And again, another slower Pokemon, but it does have that signature ability, Stamina, which after making Pokemon making physical contact with it, it does raise its defense by 1 stage. So typically maybe like a 4-attack Assault Vest set if he does have good Wish support with it. And he does have Healing Wish support on his team, which is something we can talk about after this, but very reliable rocker. Heavy Pokemon, can spam Earthquake, Close Combat, Heavy Slam, all that good stuff. An Electric Immunity on the team. His only Electric Immunity on the team, I might add. He has Absol, regular Absol, 130 attack and 75 speed. I did see him use this as more of a niche Pokemon in his Week 1 match to deal with Mega Alakazam. I don't know if that would be the case this time around with something like Uxie, or Gengar even, but we can definitely see. Pursuit, Sucker Punch does have some special coverage as well. With 75 base speed, it is able to kind of speed creep some of our mons, but we do have some rather faster mons that it won't be able to outside of a Scarf. Speaking of a Pokemon needing a Scarf, Electrode does not need one. An incredibly fast Pokemon with 150 base speed. Absolutely insane. This thing tops out at 222 at level 50. Special attack of 80, physical attack of 50, like it can explode, it can volt switch, it can signal beam. It doesn't get like the world's most electric coverage. Something to note though is that it does have soundproof, so Hyper Voice, Mega Altaria, that's why you guys can see on the screen already we've got the Earthquake. Hits it super effectively as well, but that's like a Hyper Voice switch in for him. So, and if he brings like a Scarf set with like Explosion or something to try to get some damage off on Mega Altaria, that can be very scary. So, just something to know. Not even a Scarf set, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, it's a really fast Pokemon. It outspeeds me before I get an agility up. Megalodios we use in the WBE. It's so good. It's so good. Just incredible stats across the board with the Levitate ability, giving it a ground immunity. You really have to hit this thing hard super effectively. We've got a lot of ways of doing that. Depending on the set he brings, you know, we can hit it specially, we can hit it physically as well. We'll definitely see how he wants to go. It can defog. It does have Healing Wish access as well. Serena is a fantastic Pokemon. It is a bulky grass type Pokemon with the signature ability Queenly Majesty, preventing any priority from affecting that Pokemon. Good news is we don't have too much priority this week to spam on it, so that is good. It does have the signature move Trop Kick, which lowers my attack stage by 1 every time it connects. It can U-turn, it can set screens, it can rapid spin. It did get access to Power Whip in Ultra Sun and Moon thanks to move tutors. Screens, reliable recovery through synthesis, high jump kick, play rough, things like that. Salazzle's a great pickup on his part. Poison fire type, the corrosion ability, so he can just toss off a toxic. He can toxic things like my Gengar. He can toxic things like my Celesteela, which is very, very scary. If he pulls that off, I'm gonna have to give him a little bit of a golf clap on there. But it's a fast Pokemon with 117 base speed. Like a sub toxic set, like it gets access to Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Sludge Bomb, Nasty Plot, Dragon Pulse, check hidden powers. It hits really hard, and we really do need to switch in for this monster, and I think we've got that. So we'll definitely see how it is. We also outspeed it with a few of our mons. Earthquake also hits the Salazzle. Cofagrigus, we're using Cofagrigus in the GBA right now. Let me tell you about this monster. You need to wear it down, wear it down, wear it down, wear it down. And we've got ways of going for that. With 145 at base defense, 105 base special defense, the Mummy ability, if we make physical contact with it, we lose our ability. So something like a Beast Boost off Celesteela, something like an Intimidate off Scrafty. Obviously switching out and switching back in, but if Celesteela's rolling with these Beast Boosts, all of a sudden we stop getting these Beast Boosts, it's a little bit scary. And then last but not least, he does have the X-Cloud, and I would anticipate X-Cloud coming. I definitely would anticipate X-Cloud to come. 104 base HP, special attack stat at 91, so it's not too crazy. Often seen with like a Scarf or a Spec set. Boom Burst, Focus Blast, Fire Blast, Surf. Just regular special coverage moves that it gets that hits really, really hard. It does have the Soundproof ability as well, so that is something to note with the Mega Altaria. I don't think he'd bring Soundproof on X-Cloud. I definitely think that he would bring something like the Scrappy ability, just so he can make sure he can hit Gengar on the switch. And I do think X-Cloud is coming mainly because that's his only ghost immunity on the team. Absol can come, like I said, if he brings that AV Absol set, kudos. That's gonna have to be something we scout for, just because I don't want to lose Gengar. Gengar is our fastest Pokemon, and we've seen from week 1 that ghost spam is just incredible once the walls are broken down. So let's go on ahead. I've been rambling enough about John's team. I was about to say, let's wrap up the team builder, but I've only been talking about John's team. It's a great team. Great team. Some things to note. He has no spike setters or toxic spike setters. He does have 2 stealth rockers in the form of Skarmory and Mudsdale. He's got rapid spin in the form of Serena, defog in the form of Skarmory and Megalodios. He has no heal beller. He does have an aromatherapy user in the form of Serena, and Megalodios can be a healing wish user. So I'm gonna take a drink of my G Fuel here really quickly because I am thirsty, and it is early in the morning. Or not really early in the morning, like it's early in the morning for me. I didn't drink enough water last night, so I feel ugh. But ooh, that needs to be stirred up. That's last night's. We can go on and talk about the team. First up here, we are bringing the Commander. She is coming back this week. We've got a special Commander coming this week. Let me shake that up real quick just to get all that flowing. Special Mega Altaria this week. The Pixelate ability, Agility, Earthquake, Hyper Voice, and Flamethrower. 164 HP, 252 special attack, 92 speed with a modest nature. After an Agility, we outspeed his entire team, barring any Choice Scarfers, which is really nice. Earthquake hits the Electrode. Earthquake hits the Salazzle, which is really all I needed to hit. Flamethrower is there for the Skarmory. Flamethrower also does good damage to the Serena as well. And then Hyper Voice, like once Skarmory goes down, even a special Skarmory, we can take a look here. Even like Fizdef Skarmory, if he brings Fizdef Skarm, Fizdef Skarm still takes 34 to 40 from a Hyper Voice. Like Flamethrower is definitely a play there. Like an Uninvested Iron Head is doing some damage, but Uninvested Iron Head is still a 3-hit KO on this thing. And that's, oh, hold on, let me calc for Impish instead. Impish Iron Head has a very small chance to 2-hit KO, but I 2-hit KO in return with Flamethrower should have come in. Hyper Voice into Flamethrower even, like I said, and that is if he is fully physical defensive. Stuff like Conkeldurr, if he's like an Assault Vest set, I would anticipate maybe something like a, gosh diggity darn, what's it called, Assault Vest on this thing. But even Assault, oh my god, that's disgusting. Assault Vest Conkeldurr still takes 70 to 83 from a Hyper Voice, and if he's like not running, let me see here. Yeah, Hyper Voice still 2-hit KOs Conkeldurr with the max HP Assault Vest, max special defense Assault Vest, which I've seen ran before, can also be something that he can that he can run. Primarina, I don't believe we do too much to, just based off of its natural bulk. If we look at like a regular choice spec set, even then, Hyper Voice still 2-hit KOs. Like, I don't want to take a Moonblast by any means, but Hyper Voice still 52 to 61. I mean, Mega Altaria is just so good against his team. Like I said, Cofagrigus is probably his switch into this thing. If Cofagrigus or like an AV, Primarina, but even then, like Spadef Cofagrigus takes 40 to 47 from this monster. It is just absolutely disturbing how much damage output this thing has. Like I said, after an agility, we do outspeed his entire team. We'll be able to get some really nice damage off. This is also a great Mega Latios switch, just because we don't take too much from that. I was looking at Mega Altaria. I was calculating against myself. It really be yourself sometimes. It really be yourself. Max HP Mega Latios. Let me see here. So, at +2 speed, we obviously do outspeed. Ice Beam does 60 to 72 for Mega Latios if he's max special attack timid, but I 2-hit KO with Hyper Voice in return. So, it is, like I said, this thing just absolutely poke holes. Special defensive Cofagrigus, like I said, maybe like an AV Primarina set for this monster, but it is just absolutely disturbing how much damage this thing does. Next up, we can talk a little bit about Uxie here. We do have Cortex with the Colbur Berry this week. Psyshock, Stealth Rock, Toxic, and U-Turn. 180 in HP, 252 max defense, 4 in special attack, and 4 in special defense, just so we don't let those EVs go to waste. And then 68 in speed with a bold nature. 68 in speed, we are outspeeding a timid Primarina, just in case. I know John likes his modest Primarina, but in case he does bring a timid Primarina, we do outspeed that. We can take a hit and Toxic this thing, which is nice. We can also get up some last minute rocks if need be. If he's got the Tech Aqua Jet on there, if he is Scarf Primarina, obviously those will be able to outspeed us prior. But some things to note about Uxie is that it really does take hits well. Primarily, I'm worried about the Conkeldurr. Psyshock to no defensive investment Conkeldurr is doing 43 to 51, a max HP set. We do have 3-hit KO, or we do 3-hit KO that rather. Something to note is that if he does bring Guts Flame Orb, Facade has a chance to 2-hit KO. And we won't be able to obviously get a Toxic off on that thing. Something like Knockoff with our Colbur Berry as well. Knockoff is doing 33 to 39, so it's definitely a 3-hit KO after our Colbur Berry is gone. It is doing, excuse me, let me, I recount that for a minute. After our Colbur Berry is gone, Knockoff does do a ton of damage, so this is really just, we really need to nerf the Conkeldurr at all costs. We do have switch-ins, we do have ways of neutering it with Intimidate on the team. I'm really, like I said, this thing you really do need a switch in for. It is just an absolute monster. Uxie is honestly our best bet. Colbur Berry being able to take the knockoff, like I said, burn if he brings the Facade. Hopefully we can pull off some shenanigans with Celesteela being able to go for like a heavy slam. You know, Mega Altaria can come in and Hyper Voice that monster. But this thing is the dedicated Kong switch this week. It is, like I said, absolute monster. Looking at the team, Absol can definitely come because we do have Uxie and Gengar, so I could anticipate that. We do got the Colbur Berry in case Absol does feel like Pursuit trapping us, and then we can U-turn on it for some super effective damage, which would be really nice. I can go ahead and double check here how much that's going to do. If he's uninvested Absol, yeah, U-turn's doing 40 to 48, and then we just go into Altaria and click Hyper Voice. So we do pivot around very nicely with our Colbur Berry because of that. Taking a lot of physical hits this week is Uxie's job. Next up here, we can talk about Samantha the Gengar. Samantha, I talked a little bit about Choice Scarf in the team prep. Choice Scarf Gengar, we saw week 1 how awesome that is, and once the Absol is gone and once the X-Cloud is gone, I just kind of click Shadow Ball a million times to win. 76 in HP, 252 special attack, 180 speed with a timid nature. This speed is so max speed, Autotomized Celesteela hits. Let me pull up my little calculator here really quickly. So Autotomized max speed Celesteela is hitting 248. 248. If he were to Choice Scarf something in order to outspeed us, that could hit in the realm of 249 to 250 depending on the EVs and depending on the build of the Pokemon. With this Choice Scarf, we are guaranteed to outspeed something that is scarfed to outspeed +2 Celesteela. So I know that's a really weird calc to think about, but knowing John, like, that's something he would definitely do, like a very aggressive speed creep. So our Scarfer is here to aggressively speed creep. We outspeed everything else on his team outside of that. If there's a Choice Scarfer that hits 169, so maybe something like Mega Latios obviously can't be Choice Scarfed. Like Choice Scarf Salazzle would obviously outspeed us. and then Choice Scarf Electrode. Other than that, nothing else is going to outspeed us with this build. And the speed EVs are there for +2 Celestial. Like I said, that hits 248. If you were to Scarf something to hit 250, 249, or 251, just like I said, based off the Pokemon and the speed investment, we will outspeed this thing with 252. If he speed ties us with a base 168 or something, that obviously goes up to determination with damage rolls and speed ties and things like that as well. Shadow Ball spam, like I said, once Absol and X-Cloud are gone, I just kind of click Shadow Ball. Even like what are you doing? Let me double check here really quickly. Yeah, even defensive Skarmory, like 2-hit KOs of Shadow Ball. I've got the Thunderbolt there for it. Thunderbolt also can hit the Primarina just based off of what's left on his team. Sludge Wave is there as well for that. But we can just take a little bit of a look at his team here. Conkeldurr, if he is not an AV set. Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave Psychic is doing 71 to 84 if he's like an AV set. If he's an AV set, no, I don't want to give him the Abomasite. AV set, Psychic still doing a clean, has a huge chance to 2-hit KO. Obviously, he can knock us out with something like Knockoff, but if we can predetermine its item ahead of time, locking ourselves into Psychic once the Absol is gone can also be very, very good for our team. Being able to take on the Primarina with the Sludge Wave if he is a Choice Spec set. Sludge Wave has no HP investment. Sludge Wave has a 56% chance to OHKO, which is really nice. So after Rocks damage, Sludge Wave is a guaranteed OHKO after Rocks, so that is something cool to note. Obviously, in return, Hydro Pump and Psychic both blow me back, but we are able to do that. Thunderbolt doing 58 to 69, like I said. If it's like this and Skarmory left, and Thunderbolt's the move I lock myself into, so be it. Shadow Ball not doing too much, 39 to 47. Thunderbolt definitely the play there, depending on what is left, like I said. The Mudsdale, like a max HP AV Mudsdale. Not really. Oh no, that's my wrong Pokemon. That's my Celesteela. We were calculating for Celesteela right there. Shadow Ball still 25 to 30 max HP Assault Vest Mudsdale. I don't know if Mudsdale's gonna come. It's his only electric immunity. I'm bringing Zebstrika because of it, so we'll see if Mudsdale does end up showing up, in fact. But Gengar just putting in a tremendous amount of work this week. Absolutely tremendous amount of work. Great revenge killer as well. Next up here, we do have Celesteela. Liftoff is coming back with a weakness policy. Beast Boost. Flamethrower, Heavy Slam, Autotomize, and Earthquake. 4 in HP, 252 max attack, 252 speed with an Adamant Nature. With an Autotomize up, we do outspeed everything on his team, barring Scarfers. Weakness policy helps trigger a +2 attack and special attack boost. Autotomize obviously getting us up there. Beast Boost will start to raise our attack. Nevertheless, Scarf Salazzle could definitely be a thing. Scarf Salazzle could definitely be a thing here. Just to take care of this, like I said. Flamethrower for the Skarmory. Heavy Slam and Earthquake for everything else, really. Skarmory's really, defensive Skarm is really the only thing in my way this week. Other than that, it really, I mean, I'm not looking at anything else that can really take a hit from this thing. Really not. Or being able to damage it back in return. Like, if I can't knock out Conkeldurr, like a Thunder Punch is gonna hurt. Mega Latios, Thunderbolt could hurt. Electrode could hurt, but I'll be faster than them after an Autotomize anyways and get off, hopefully, what is a +2 Heavy Slam. Which will be really nice. We do have, we've got 3 Pokemon that can help with speed this week. His speed tiers aren't too great. He's got 3 Pokemon above base 100 being Salazzle, Mega Latios, and Electrode, and everything else, like his fastest Pokemon other than that is Absol, which has base 75 speed. So, being able to Agility with Mega Altaria, Autotomize with Celesteela, or Scarf Gengar really does put us in a good position. And then our defensive core of Cortex, and then of course we are bringing Blink back, Scrafty with the leftovers, Intimidate ability, Taunt, Super Fang, Crunch, and Thunder Punch. 244 in HP, 68 in attack, 196 speed with a Jolly Nature. This is outspeeding Modest Primarina. This is to outspeed Modest Primarina by 1 point. Taunt is really nice, so Skarmory can't Defog, Whirlwind, or Hazard Stack in my face. There's a chance he could Brave Bird after an Intimidate drop. We can go ahead and calc that here really quickly. Skarmory, like a Fizdef Skarmory. Impish with Brave Bird. 38 to 46, and then in return, Thunder Punch is doing some nice damage. I really do just want to taunt him and then go out into something like Uxie. The leftover is really nice for the recovery. Being able to Super Fang things like this monster, being able to Super Fang things like Primarina, the Conkeldurr on a switch in as well, is very nice. Thunder Punch is here for Skarmory and for the gosh diggity darn Primarina. And Crunch is nice for everything that is not a Dark Resist. Being able to crunch the Mega Latios is really cool. And just based off our bulk, based off our natural typing, I mean, he can't really do too much to us. If we look at like a, 252 special attack invested, like Thunderbolt, Draco doesn't even kill us after that, and Crunch is a guaranteed 3-hit KO on this monster, which is really nice. Yeah, Draco doing 61 to 72. We'll be able to force a switch after that, go for a Super Fang on a switch in, being able to get some nice damage off on that thing. Taunt, like I said, is really nice for preventing hazard stacking from the Skarmory, preventing its recovery, preventing any of that, just in case he thinks like, oh, I can take a Thunder Punch. Can't take a Taunt? Well, can you? And then last but not least, we are bringing Mystery Weesnaw. She is coming this week, the Zebstrika, holding the Zap Plate with the Lightning Rod ability, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Toxic, and Signal Beam. 36 in HP, 4 in special defense, 252 special attack, 4 in special defense, 212 with a Timid Nature. At 212 speed with the Timid Nature, we are outspeeding Mega Latios by 1 point. We do have Toxic on this thing for wearing down the Mudsdale, wearing down the Cofagrigus, wearing down the Mega Latios, wearing down potentially the X-Cloud, wearing down things that otherwise my team has trouble with. Rocks Up from Uxie, as well as Toxic between Uxie and Zebstrika can be very, very nice. Spamming Toxic is going to be really cool. Wearing down Conkeldurr, provided it's not Guts, although I don't see why you don't run Guts in 2018. Wearing down things like Primarina, which isn't a switch-in. Same thing with the Skarmory. But yeah, Mudsdale, Mega Latios, Cofagrigus, like common switch-ins to this thing. That is what Toxic is for. Signal Beam is a super effective way of hitting the Mega Latios, and outside of Mudsdale being gone, we just kind of start clicking Thunderbolt and Volt Switch all over his team. Zap Plate boosting that by an extra 20%. Lightning Rod in case Electrode comes and feels like Volt Switching around. We do have an Electric immunity on the team, which is very nice, boosting our special attack by 1 stage, being able to toss off some really powerful Thunderbolts and Signal Beams on the Pokemon. Signal Beam also hitting the Serena super effectively as well, which is really, really nice. So that is our team. If you guys have enjoyed this team builder, I know it's been a little bit of a lengthy one. If you guys have enjoyed, of course, let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below. If you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button as well. Tomorrow is game day against the New Orleans Pelippers. I'm really looking forward to it. John's a great friend of mine. I love battling him every single time, so I hope you guys are ready. All that being said, I want to remind you guys to be great and do great. I'm going to let this outro bang. I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Later.